So I've been getting a lot of questions recently on what services people should start offering, just because times are changing so much and the implementation of AI has really changed the marketing world as a whole. So what used to be a really lucrative service may not be the same nowadays. So today I wanted to go over some services that you could start offering to make your first $5, $10, even $15,000 a month to really start building that generational wealth that we all want to build in 2025. Now the first one is AI lead generation. So you're actually utilizing AI for your marketing service. And the good thing about AI right now is that since it's new, not a lot of people know a lot about it, which means that not a lot of people know how to implement it effectively. So if you can start your own AI lead generation business and really understand artificial intelligence and use it as an asset for your marketing services, you will be ahead of 90% of the people in your industry. I saw this post that said like a lot of marketing people think that AI is coming for the job. The only people that's coming for the job are the marketers that know how to use AI in an effective way. And so I back that. So how do you even go about this? Well, you could go about it two different ways. One could be business to consumer and one could be business to business. Now the business to consumer part we're going to talk a little bit about a little bit later. You could do B2C lead generation, but I think that's less effective on the AI space. That's more advertising, organic content, all that stuff. B2B would really be cold email, cold calling, cold looming, and all that stuff. The way that I see AI used most efficiently right now is B2B cold emailing through systems like Instantly.ai. I talk about Instantly a lot on this channel, but I really want to emphasize the importance of cold emailing, and not only cold emailing, but automated cold emailing using artificial intelligence. What Instantly allows you to do is buy emails under a certain domain. So you can buy those domains, you can buy those emails, and you can warm them up using Instantly's like warm up program, which basically sends and receives emails to and from each other to warm up the email to increase the probability that the emails that you send out are landing in the prospect's primary inbox and not in spam. And that is so important when you're starting a cold email outreach campaign. So cold email is not new. It's definitely something of the past, but it's all about how you present it to the prospect, utilizing AI to find leads, to upload the leads, and to send them out automatically. And then you're charging your client for a management fee on the back end. So I actually do this for my agency, and some of the ways that I've been structuring some of the proposals that I'm sent out is I send a setup fee. So it takes a little bit to set up a cold email campaign. So the first month I'm sending a retainer, a setup fee, and then every month after that, I'm charging a retainer plus a different charge for every meeting that I'm booking. So like if I charge somebody $1,000 a month for retainer services, I also want $50 per meeting that I'm booking for them. So like if you're working for a coach or if you're working for somebody that is selling a digital product and they're trying to sell that digital product to different, CEOs, CMOs, whatever it may be, every meeting that you book for them using Instantly AI to sell their digital product, whether they sell it or not, is on them. You're just getting them to that point. I'm charging them upfront. So say if I book them 5 meetings, well, that would be an extra $250 on top of my $1,000 retainer. So I'd be paid $1,250 that month. And I really don't have to do much besides go inside once a day, twice a day, manage it, see the inboxes, see the replies going through, send them to the client, and then they handle it from there. B2B lead gen is not going anywhere. It's just how you actually package it and sell it to the client. And nowadays, AI is a must. The second thing I have here is SEO. And speaking of not going anywhere, SEO has been around since the dawn of the internet. But the way that SEO is perceived and serviced has drastically changed in the past few years. The reason why I'm throwing SEO on this list is for a couple of different reasons. One, it's a very high ticket service. You may charge for social media management, you may charge a few $100 a month, $1,000 a month for big accounts, maybe. But for SEO, you can start charging $2,500 on a minimum per month for these prospects that you're signing because there's a lot behind it and there's a lot of value that you're giving to the client. So what is SEO? If you've never heard of SEO, SEO is search engine optimization. Basically, how can I get my client's website to rank at the top of the Google search for a certain set of keywords? So like if I'm a doctor's office and I live in Atlanta, Georgia, I would, hire an SEO agency to get my doctor's office to be at the top of the Google search for primary care doctors in Atlanta or, whatever specialty I'm in. You would choose like 5 to 10 or even 20 keywords that you really want to rank for. Make sure those keywords are high volume. People are actually searching for them, because if nobody's searching for them, well, you could be the top of Google for some random keyword, but if nobody's searching for it, it's not important. So you have to do that research. And then that's how I can get that to the very top. So how can you do that? Well, there's a couple different ways that I do SEO for some of my clients. I really break it up into 5 different categories. The number one and kind of overarching category is copywriting. So you're optimizing your copywriting, your H1, your H2, your subtitles, and then your blog posts for the client, making sure that blog posts that you write for the client are relevant to their business, provide value to the reader, and have a call to action at the very end, sending them to whatever whatever service that you're offering. Number 2 is on-page SEO. I do an overall audit of the website. I make sure that the pictures render correctly. I make sure that the website is loading correctly, and I make sure that the copywriting is all good to go and grammatically correct, because believe it or not, Google knows that. So if your homepage has a bunch of grammatical errors and the content's not really relevant to the business or could be more relevant, Google will recognize that and ding your score to be lower on the list in terms of search results. The third one here is Google My Business optimization. So when people search in Google, especially, let's go back to that doctor example. If somebody moves to Atlanta and they are looking for a new doctor, they would say primary care doctors near me on Google, and Google would give them the highest ranked, the most optimized results on that page. And that is incredibly important for certain industries. Now, if it's an online business, you might not want to do, Google My Business just because it doesn't really matter where you are, in the country. This is more for like local doctors, dentists, chiropractors, retail stores, restaurants, all that good stuff. But I make sure that their Google My Business is optimized. So you can add really good pictures, really good videos, and then make sure that their reputation is managed through 5-star reviews. And that kind of leads into my fourth point for SEO is the reputation management side. So how can I get consistent 5-star reviews to rank higher? So Google really takes reviews into consideration when deciding where to place a doctor's office, a chiropractor, a dentist, whatever it may be. So how can I get 5-star reviews? How can I keep them consistent? And how can I start getting them today to outrank my competitors is a very, very important key factor of SEO that quite frankly, a lot of people don't understand. So if you can understand that, you can build a system for automatic 5-star reviews and send them out to the person who was just serviced, and you start getting 1, 2, 3 a day over the term of a year. That really builds up, and then after a year, your page is up there. And the last thing for SEO is backlink building. So backlinks are a link that another website has on their website that links to your website. So you don't want backlinks from like low authority score websites. So if something like the Atlanta Business Journal, I'm staying within this doctor example, but if the Atlanta Business Journal has an article of my doctor's office linking to my office, that's a high authority score. So it's really more PR work than it is marketing, but it's kind of who you know. You can buy these blog posts on other websites. You can just cold email them and just say, hey, we've got some relevant content that I think it would be awesome if you guys link to us. We can link to you, kind of vice versa. There's a bunch of different ways you can go about backlink building. I'm certainly not the best expert on it, but there are plenty of YouTubers that know a lot about SEO and backlink building. So look that up, learn more about it. It's definitely lucrative. SEO is awesome because it's longer term and high ticket. So normally would be a 3-month term, a 6-month term for like a social media management or B2B lead generation. You can book a client for an SEO service for a year at minimum. SEO takes a very long time to see the results for. That's why a lot of people go for it, because it reduces churn and gives you more predictability as to how much income you're making per month. Because when you're doing like 3-month, 6-month terms, well, yeah, you know that that's there for the 3 months, but you don't know if they're going to churn or if they're going to stick around. All depends on how good of a job you do. But for SEO, typically there are much longer term contracts that businesses are more than willing to sign for you. The third service here, and the one that I'm a huge advocate for on my channel, is e-commerce email marketing. So how can you, 1, grow their email list, 2, nurture that list to create more sales, and then 3, how can I implement a return to cart series to get people back once they have an item in their cart? And there's an interesting fact where the top 500 companies that implement email marketing, I think this was a study back in 2021, don't quote me on it, but it was basically 30% of their overall e-commerce sales were coming from return to cart sales. So if I made $100,000 a year in email marketing for my e-commerce business, 30,000 of that was likely from the return to cart flow that I put in there, which is such an easy flow to put in, but not a lot of people think of it. And if you notice that a company doesn't have a return to cart, that is definitely a great segue into how you can get them to book a call, and you can kind of walk them through it and book them as a client. But like I said, how can you grow your email list and how can I nurture that list? Those are kind of the two main ones. So how can I grow their list? Well, it's all about optimizing entrance and exit intent for their website. So somebody comes to their website, you ever seen those pop-ups that come up that say, hey, enter your email, get 10%, 5%, 15% off. That is an excellent way to gather emails. And then exit intent is when somebody tries to leave the website, you say, hold on one more second before you leave. Do you mind if you put in your email? We'll give you 15% off before you leave. That's more of a rare one, but it definitely is used. And then nurture them. This is the design process. This is the marketing process. This is how can I design an email and format it in a way that is catching to the eye and gives information across to the customer or the potential customer that, like I said, gets that point across and tries to convert that sale. So designing an email should be logo, the header, the H1, which is the primary sale that you're doing, whether it's like a Black Friday or, a specific item that you've just added to your store that you're trying to run a discount on. It can be a multitude of different things, but the nurture process is just however long you want it to be. They can be one-off campaigns. They can be 5, 10, 15 week scheduled automated campaigns that really go through like a list of a bunch of emails that you can put in a certain flow. You can format and sell this in a way that is, obviously more relevant to your agency. But the way that I think about it for my agency is I want to do at least once a week, sometimes bi-weekly, a one-off campaign that is either relevant to the season that we're in, a holiday coming up, or a certain item on their store or restaurant, whatever it may be, that I can send out to the email base that I have. have. And then my automated series, once somebody signs up for email marketing, they're hit with a welcome email, and then they're hit with a series of usually 5 to 10 emails scheduled a week out that go through testimonials, that go through different like key attributes of a product that I'm selling. And you can kind of look those up, and I've got plenty of videos on my channel going through the new customer nurture process. But that's kind of the overall arching e-commerce email marketing space. And that's it. Those are 3 services that can easily get you to 5, 10, and 15K and beyond in 2025. And if you really dedicate your time to learning some of these and choosing one, not choosing all of them, choosing one of them, learning a lot about it, becoming an expert in that field, and then selling it to relevant industries that need that service, you will reach that mark so much sooner than you think is possible. Anyways, that is the end of the video. If you did go on to enjoy this video, please click the like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. There's a lot coming in 2025 I'm very excited about, but I will see you in the next one. Peace.